homework, like head lice, is inescapable once your kids start school. Now, understanding why homework helps kids to learn and getting them organised helps sweeten the deal. So to tell us more, please welcome parenting expert and author of Surviving High School, Sharon Witt. Good morning. Now, what is the purpose of homework besides making mothers' lives harder?
Idea. No. Look, there's a few really good reasons. And look, it is the bane of our existence, isn't it? You know, it drives parents crazy. A few good things. Revision. It is really important for revision. You know, there's concepts that kids learn at school, and sometimes just to consolidate that needs to happen at home. So consolidation is another thing. Just learning concrete things, reminding themselves at home, especially for young kids, it's really important that they practice their words and learning to read. So in the primary years, it is just about practicing those things from school that they learn during the day. So the other thing is it's great for life skills. I mean, we often think, you know, why am I doing homework? It drives me crazy. Well, this is what the kids think. But it is a life skill because sometimes we have to do things that we don't really want to do. And it's about breaking down something into, you know, achievable chunks and trying to get it done.
I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but if primary school kids say that they don't have any homework, should you, as conscious parents, say, let's do some anyway to help with that revision?
Well, look, some primary schools, they're a bit different. Some actually don't have a lot of homework. They don't believe the children should have too much. But I just definitely think you don't even need to call it homework. You can actually just say, we're going to actually read a book together tonight. So don't make it sound so traumatic as homework, but just say, look, we're going to do some words together or play a little word game, but definitely reading with your children.
Is it the teacher's prerogative to set homework or not?
I think if we don't like the kids, we can set as many hours as we want.
That doesn't happen in the real world.
No.
Sharon, come on. I've got two kids, they're 10 and 8, and they get homework every day.
Yeah.
And I agree that it has a purpose and it's good for their learning, but can you give us some skills to make it easier to... and the home environment more conducive to making that happen?
Absolutely, because it is a stressful thing, not only for the kids, but it can actually be for the parents as well. I mean, you tear your hair out if they've got 2 hours of homework, and you feel like you have the homework.
Yeah,
you know,
well, it disrupts your whole night. You've really got to slot it into your routine. You've got tea
to cook and those sorts of things, and if it's difficult homework like maths for me, it just does my head in. But there are some great things that we can actually do. Set a regular time and stick to it. So children love having a priority, having a regular routine, so let them come home, have some food and then have a regular time. Use a planner. I'm going to show you a planner in a minute. Create a homework space. It doesn't have to be the study at home, just a space that is quiet, free from distractions that they can use. Make sure they have the equipment that they need. So there's nothing worse than you having maths homework, you know, calculators, things like that. Establish consequences. So if your child really doesn't want to do their homework and they'd rather be on the PlayStation for hours, have some consequences that when you've done your homework, you can do this. But if you don't do your homework, these are going to be the issues that come up. So I want to show you a planner here quickly because some kids actually need the visual. Okay,
so I would argue that 80% of kids need the visual.
So if we can get a look of that. This is a homework timetable that I've come up. I'll try and get it straight for you. Even just having that above their homework space, it actually, what I've done here is set it out for the month, and they can actually see visually what things they need to work on each night. Don't make it too busy, but just even one thing, because if they can see when things are due, it just makes it a bit easier. Also put in the rest days.
This is really important because I find that, in my experience, a lot of kids they underestimate the value of this too late in their schooling years.
Absolutely.
When we get to the VCE level and they've got common assessment tasks or SACs.
Absolutely.
So the earlier you can do that as a family and have that up in an area where you can actually see, oh my goodness, my child's pretty busy at the moment with all these assignments that are due, and help them.
Yeah, because they actually don't sit there and think, okay, you know, I've got, you know, they haven't got the foresight. In 2 weeks I've got this science assignment due. They just think, oh, it's 2 weeks, good. I'll think about that the night before. The other thing that I do with some students is having a little bit of a homework folder. This is just, you know, some kids find it so cumbersome to take things home and have all the right books. You can just set up a little homework folder and just pop in just the sheets that they need to bring home that night. So it's about making it as easy as it is for the kids as you can. But I think for parents, they really need to also remember that they need to be present. So many kids just aren't able to self-motivate. So if we're parents and we can just be around, it doesn't mean we have to sit next to them, but just be around.
Because it's so... I used to sit there when I was really young because I would do my homework in my room, whereas I think it's great to do it near the kitchen so you can keep cooking cooking, watch the kids, you're there if they've got questions. And I used to sit in my room and spend almost an hour just writing a list on what I had to do.
Yeah.
I never actually do anything.
My homework space was my bedroom, and I had to make sure that the environment was perfect. I had to have barbecue chips, and I had to have an aero bar, and I had to have a television, I had to have all this stuff. Then I didn't get the work done.
Yeah.
I just set the space up.
As a parent, like, if you just don't know what the answer is to, you know, if they're doing their maths or...
It is difficult.
Just say, I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes I'll Google it, or I'll actually ring someone who might be able to help. Sometimes it's good to call, when you're in the secondary years, you can actually, you know, employ an older teenager, someone in their, you know, year 10, 11, 12 years, to come over and maybe do a bit of tutoring as well, especially around exam time. That can be really helpful. I've actually done that a few times for my child. But the main thing is to be present. And if your child, especially in secondary, isn't getting much homework, you really need to communicate with the school, because once it gets to sort of year 9, year 10, if they're not getting regular homework and they start going through to VCE years, it can be really, really difficult, because you need to consolidate these sorts of habits early in the piece.
Get it over and done with, and then you can go out and play sport and have fun.
Absolutely.
Please thank teacher and parenting author Sharon Witt. Good news, everyone in our studio audience today, you're taking home a copy of Sharon's book, Surviving High School.